Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, HJ, welcome to my channel. And for today's video, I want to talk about Universal's expansion of the Wizarding World in Orlando Epic Universe. Now, as someone who doesn't frequent those parks because, you know, I don't live in America, sadly. If I did, you'd never see me out there. I'm very excited about this expansion, but as someone who's not been to Florida since Hogsmeade first opened years ago, obviously because it's expensive. Let's face it, it's expensive to travel, and as much as I would love to go to Diagon Alley and everything, I don't know if it'll happen. But I want to talk about this because it's a big, huge thing happening right now in the Wizarding World of this new expansion for Epic Universe, the Ministry of Magic. Now, they have, this is now going to be separate from Universal. It's Epic Universe, it'll be a separate park, I believe. And they have, I think, 5 different parks along with this. Like, so there's like Celestial Park, How to Train Your Dragon, Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, and obviously the Ministry of Magic. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen How to Train Your Dragon. Nintendo, yeah, but I was more of a Sonic person. I did play some Mario games, but not a lot of them. And Dark Universe I would love because obviously that's all your old classic Universal monsters, and I do love a good horror movie. But we're talking about the Ministry of Magic. And I've seen it because a lot of people are confused, as was I, that they were combining Fantastic Beasts with Ministry of Magic because they're doing the 1920s Paris from The Crimes of Grindelwald. And I, like everyone else, I was probably thinking in my head, how do they mix in a way? It's very odd. But when I saw the walkthrough and the videos that Universal put out and the people behind the scenes explaining the ideas, I was sort of more excited about it because there's a lot that they've added, and apparently their smallest building in the Paris is still taller than the tallest building in Diagon Alley, which I'm assuming is Gringotts Bank, because you got the dragon sitting on top of that, so that's probably the tallest building. So their smallest building is still taller than that. Everything they're building is to a grand scale, like not minuscule scale, like huge, like actual life. You probably would walk down and think you were actually in Paris. That sort of big deal. So it says here, Universal Epic Universe is a much anticipated new theme park in Universal Orlando Resort where you can get transported to 5 different immersive worlds. I think this is opening 2025. It doesn't have an exact month or a date, but I'm going to probably suggest is it probably going to be mid, maybe? Considering I think they're still testing things, because I saw a video that they're testing dragons, like flying dragons. They're testing stuff for How to Train Your Dragon. And then obviously we're going to skip some bits because we're wanting to know about the Wizarding World. So it says, from the glitz and glamour of 1920s Paris to the quintessential Britishness of the 1990s British Ministry of Magic, fans will get to experience significant locations from Fantastic Beasts and Harry Potter films, rich in authenticity, new shops, new restaurants, and new entertainment, and a new thrill ride. All with a continental twist? Yes, please. So I love that they're bringing Fantastic Beasts into this. I know a lot of people are like, why are they bringing in Fantastic Beasts? They flopped. But they didn't really flop. Like, Secrets of Dumbledore was still like a #1 film in the world at one point, all over. And a lot of people love those films. Like, I do love the Fantastic Beasts. I wish we were getting at least one more, but we're not. We won't go into that because I've done loads of videos on that. We're not going into there. And the idea of bringing it in alongside Harry Potter, because a lot of fans do actually love the character of Newt and love the beasts. This is what we're more, I think they are more focusing on the beasts aspect rather than anything from the actual story. So I think it'll all be more tailored around giving the fans more interactions with magical beasts that they've always wanted to probably see and move and how they would look in the actual reality, which I think would be cool. So you do start off in Celestial Park. It's like the main hub, and it's where your journey starts. And then you've got different portals taking you to the different worlds. And obviously the Harry Potter one, you will know because it has a hand on top of the tower of it holding the Elder Wand. So you won't get lost. You know where you're going. So when you go through the portals, I think the idea of them is that you're just immediately transported into this world of 1920s Paris. Like, and if you walk through the Nintendo one, you're immediately a part of Nintendo world. So I love that aspect of just walking through something. Like, you go through a portal, like either side you can't see, and then boom, you're just there. Like the whole thing is just 1920s Paris from Fantastic Beasts. So I love that whole idea of just as soon as you walk in, you're immersed. It's that, like, it's one way to get your senses heightened. Like, everything's just going to be like, whoa. So fans will be instantly transported back in time and location, entering Palace Sachet. I can't just say French. Don't come for me. I did French in school. Don't remember it. Sachet. I don't know. Sorry. A wizarding pocket of Paris, taken from the glamorous setting scene in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Now, they did know how to do scenery in those films. Those shots in Fantastic Beasts, some of them are just so beautiful that I think I love that they went with 1920s Paris, because to be fair, they could have gone with New York, but obviously I think they've got a lot more stuff at Universal that is like New York based. I think like King Kong and things. So it's like, did they want to do another New York? Probably not. And making Paris is like, a lot of people will just be like, oh, it's Paris, it's beautiful. It just happens to have some magical creatures in it. It's all fine. So I think having the idea of somewhere different is nice instead of trying to carbon copy New York all the time. So I think picking Paris was maybe one of the better options. I don't know. I would have liked to have walked onto a set from Secrets of Dumbledore, maybe. It's a French capital with wizarding styles where visitors can walk down cobbled streets filled with shops, cafes. No small details but mystery. You can even listen to conversations from French witches and wizards as you walk through the street. What? And I have no idea what they're saying. That's fine. And then they have Le Cirque Arcanus, which is obviously the show that we find Nagini in the movie. And it says they're getting ready for a larger-in-life recreation of this magical circus. Like, the fans will be able to walk through the theatre, discover live performers, puppets, and special effects, just like a real-life circus, but with one little difference. Here, you'll spot magical creatures such as demigods, Derry-Crawl, mooncalves, and more, and encounter creatures such as the Ringmaster Skender and his assistant, who's a squib, and brand new characters exclusive to the park. And who knows, perhaps a magical zoologist may make an appearance. Please say Newt's going to turn up. That'd be so cute. That'd be so cool. So I love the idea of if they did Paris, like, the idea of having a show is really cool. Like, they obviously they have the shows in the Wizarding World, like they have the ones in Diagon Alley, which obviously I've never been, but I've seen clips of. It's like Celestine and Warback, and then the Storytellers, and then in the other side of the park in Hogsmeade you have the Triwizard Champions, like the Beauxbatons and the Durmstrongs doing their dance routine and things. So I love how they're kind of transferring that over here, but this is going to be like on a huge scale of like puppets and circus performers, and like the idea of the creatures seeing how they move, and even if it is just a puppet, it is so cute just for like little kids whose parents have got them into this to be up close and just look at it like, oh my god, there's a demiguise on the stage. It is so cute, and I love the idea of a show. Just like you could just walk in to this big circus top and it's like you're immersed in here and you're just thinking, where's Nagini? Where's the snake? Food, shops and drinks, and then after all that excitement, you need a moment of restoration. Continue your Parisian fantasy with a visit to Café L'Oreille de la Seran, a beautiful eatery donned in Art Nouveau mosaic. Oh, cardboard marble effects. Herbology lovers can expect to find magical flora and fauna. Oh, my sister would go mental. She loves Paris, but she's also Hufflepuff, and she loves her herbology. She would go crazy in there, and because this is Paris, make sure to grab yourself a delicious pastry. I mean, why would you not? For some hearty dinner, visit Le Goblet Noir, deep in the wells of Palace Sachet, a mysterious tavern known to attract... Oh, they've got one for dark witches and wizards, so they're kind of doing like a Diagon Alley thing. That is cool, I like that. Like, known to attract dark witches and wizards, pub spelled by medieval buildings, boasting ancient beams and aged relics. You can even find carvings from past patrons. That sounds really cool. I like how they've done that, because obviously they have Diagon Alley and then they have Nocturne Alley, so it's kind of nice to kind of have another balance here. Or perhaps you're in the mood for some magical liberation. If so, Bar Moonshine is an American-style bar designed to be a home away from home for visiting US witches and wizards. Before you ask this, of course, you'll be able to find a friendly flagon of butterbeer, or should we say Bira Bure? I think that's, I don't know how you say that, during your visit. So it's right, they're going to have butterbeer there too. I mean, of course, I think because obviously it's going to be a separate park, if you just want to explore that one from there, Wizarding World fans will be like, I want a butterbeer, so it saves you having to like run all the way back over to get a butterbeer from the other park, which is really cool. I like that. And for those that Sweet Tooth, you're missing Hogs, Honeydukes and Hogsmeade, don't worry. Is home to the king of confectionery, K. Ramil. After your planets, the French wand shop, Cosme Acacher Baguettes Magique is a must visit. Yes, wand in French is baguette. I find that so bloody cute that they're called baguettes. It's so cute. So they have their own wand shop, which is cool because I know you have obviously Ollivanders in both the sites, and you have Grigorovich's wand shop outside, I believe. So that's cool. But I wonder if there's going to be different wands. Like I don't know if they maybe will sell the character ones from the Fantastic Beasts series, but also different designs of normal ones. Like I know the parks do exclusive ones and things, but will they be doing their own ones, like more French style? Like is it going to be a bit bougie, as people would say? I don't know, but that'd be cute to see. And yeah, it says here, which it's a little more sophisticated. New culture discovered beautifully crafted French style ones, and some old favourites from England that have been imported over. So you will get some older ones as well. So you probably will get like Harry and Hermione's and Ron's and things like that too. To complete your Parisian Odyssey, be sure to pick yourself up an elegant souvenir from Les Galeries Mirifiques, such as school uniforms for international wizarding schools. Really? We're sure you'll find French wizarding experience extremely très chic. Fleur Delacour would certainly nod on. Oh wow. So they're going to be selling uniforms for different schools? Is there going to be, if there is like a whole store for Beauxbaton students, I will sell my kidney to get a ticket to go. I will sell everything I own. Goodbye. If there is, like, wow, that would be so cool. So I like the idea of this already. The whole, I like the idea of like walking down the street, hearing French wizards and wizards speaking, eating in a Parisian cafe, having a pastry, even a butterbeer, even though it's like, it'll still feel French, okay, because you're in Paris. And then going to look at elegant wands and dress shops, and then going around. I wonder if they have, it doesn't say there actually, I'm just thinking about the ones there. They might have different magical spots, because I know obviously you can get the interactive ones and you can cast spells and everything. So I wonder if there'll be more interactive magical spots for those. I think I said in the video there was. I think one of them is a Niffler in a window, which would be quite cute, but I wonder what the other ones are. Okay, so then it says, after your adventures in 1920s France, it's time to head towards the Paris Metro Floo station, where you arrive in 1990s London. Now this is where it's a bit odd for me, because they're not in the same sort, they're in the 90s, but they're like 70 years apart. That's where it's weird for me. But I like how they've done how to get from one bit to the other, because I was thinking, how are they going to do this? Have Paris and the Ministry of Magic in the same spot, and how are they going to make the transition? Because that would be a bit weird. But they're using the Floo network, which is cool. And then, like I'd seen in the video, you get to actually go through the Floo network, and it feels like you're engulfed in the Floo powder, like to go, like you're fully engulfed. Like, I love that idea. During this step over, you'll be able to experience the sensation of travelling via the Floo network, the magical transportation method of witch and wizards through the fireplace. You'll find yourself engulfed in Metro Floo before arriving at your next stop, a familiar grand atrium known as the heart of the British Ministry Wizarding Government, the Ministry of Magic. And they're building it full scale. Like, it's not like a dinky little thing where you walk in and you're like, oh, it's alright. It's huge, and it has to be huge because this is where the new ride is going to be as well. I know the idea of the ride because I watched the video, and the concept and the scale that they have for this ride is just crazy. And I mean, that thing they've said in the video is the biggest thing they've ever tried to make, like a ride. Like, it's the biggest ride they have ever attempted to do, and it is actually crazy. It's time for the new ride. And even better, it's a new, fully immersive dark ride. Previous visitors of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter lands at Universal Orlando will be able to be familiar with its thrilling attractions like Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, and the Escape from Gringotts and Diagon Alley. And now they present Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. The new groundbreaking ride is set in the period just after the Battle of Hogwarts and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. The story goes a little something like this. Although order has now been restored at the Ministry of Magic, which has been corrupted by Lord Voldemort's followers, it's time for those responsible to be held accountable. And you'll love this. The despicable Dolores Umbridge is finally being put to trial, which is something all fans wanted to see. We all wanted to see her get her comeuppance in the movies. We know what happens in the books, but in the films it wasn't shown, and it was like, this woman needs something, justice. We need justice. Yes, you'll get to witness the cruel, pink-loving, one-time headmistress of Hogwarts be put to trial for her crimes during Lord Voldemort's ascent to power. Board a lift to the courtroom, which is really cool, although lift things kind of freaked me out a little bit. It's not a fear, I'm just scared one time I'm going to get stuck in a lift, and I don't know why, I just don't like lifts. Like, we have to go on one, I'm just looking at the thing going, get me to the next floor, get me to the next floor. You board a lift to the courtroom where you'll spot some familiar characters at the hearing like Harry, Ron and Hermione. We're ever going to miss this. And new ones such as Umbridge, former house elf, Higgledy. Oh, cute! I didn't know that was cute. As far as Harry, Ron and Hermione, like, I wonder if they'll just use, obviously, clips from the films, because I just don't think they're going to get the actors for it. So that's going to be weird to see the graphics, and, like, because Harry at the start of Forbidden Journey, you see them on the balcony thing in the dark arts classroom under the invisibility cloak, and it is them, and you hear their voices and things, but I don't know what they're going to do for this ride. They might just, I know there's AI and things now, so that might come into play, I don't know, but as far as voice wise, I know you can do that as well, but I think it's either got to be really good, because there was a lot of complaints, so I heard about when people were on the Hogwarts Express, it didn't sound like Hermione, and I think I saw one clip in someone's vlog and I was like, what was that? And I think they fixed it, so maybe they might use some AI stuff, I don't know, we'll see. As you might imagine, equilibrium is not in place for very long, with Umbridge escaping the Ministry thanks to fellow Death Eaters survivors Yaxley, Carrow and McNair, planning a terrifying plot involving time turners, in brackets, to restate Voldemort's reign. Oh god, not time turners again. That's why the Ministry banned the time turners. Now it's down to you. Team up with the Golden Trio and Higgledy to recapture Umbridge, sort all this sorry business out. We're sure you're in for quite the escapade. And then, I don't know if you can see, but I'll try. That is the idea of the ride. Like, you're in your seats at the trial and then it moves, by the looks of it. I think they're maybe going for a Forbidden Journey type thing, where you just go and it's like around you on screens and things, so that might be it. And I've seen clips of the Gringotts Bank ride and it sort of has a similar thing, so they might be doing that with this ride, I'm not sure. Tour influ. Parting is such sorrow, but don't worry, there is one final stop before your continental wizarding adventure comes to an end. Tour and Flu is the perfect final shop to complete your journey, where you can pick up some keepsakes. We are particularly excited to hear about a new Order clothing line. What? They're bringing loads of new stuff in. And there you have it. From Paris to London, be prepared for an enchanting mixture of old and new flavours from Wizarding World, crammed with spellbinding details just waiting to be found. Grab a baguette magnique and we'll see you there. Opening 2025. So it's not got an official date, but what? So we're getting all new clothing lines, from like wands to clothes for like school uniform, Order staff. That's like, I'm really hoping there's a Chillin plushie. I really want a Chillin plushie. You're getting a new ride, which sounds really cool, and the fact that everything is built to scale is just the best way possible to make fans feel like they're actually in the Ministry of Magic and they're actually in Paris. And the idea, I like the idea of how they combined it, like you're going through the Flu network to the Ministry, but the fact that there's a big time difference between where they're set, it's a bit odd and it's a bit weird, but I love that how the Paris is just not, it's not like the Fantastic Beasts site is not based on any of the storyline. It's just you're in 20s Paris, there's magical creatures everywhere, and you will feel like you were on set of that film, and you can go into a circus tent and get a show and see creatures and performers, which is really nice. You can sit in cafe in Paris and hear like French wizards speaking, go baguette shopping for your school uniform and things, and then you can just go into the Wizarding World for the ride, which is kind of cool. I think that would probably be odd, but like if to have the option to go through the Flu network and then just feel like you're going whoosh and coming out of there. It's like, it's one of the things that I've always loved, like when I see the Ministry of Magic, it's just them coming out of the chimneys. Because I think it's such cool, and I'm like, I wish we could have that in real life, because it'd be so easy. Unless obviously you're Harry and you get it wrong, and then you end up in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I love that they've kind of taken the idea for Diagon Alley and given like, it's like for darker witches and wizards on the side of Paris, because obviously there's dark witches and wizards everywhere. It's not just in the Harry Potter universe. There are in Fantastic Beasts too, which I think is kind of cool. And obviously that they're selling Butterbeer as well. The ride, going back to it, like the scale of it sounds like intense, and whoever gets to go on that ride first and films it and I can see what it's actually like is like, I will be like, what? Like, I wonder if they will use, like I said, AI for some stuff, because trying to get the actual actors now, which would be technically impossible because obviously they're older. And then the idea of the ride sounds like Forbidden Journey, where you're like sat in the thing and then obviously you take off. So it might be using that sort of thing, like they've also, like I said, they did for Gringotts. But no, I'm a bit excited. Like, I was literally watching the videos when my boyfriend came in. He went, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Shh, it's Harry Potter stuff. Be quiet." Yeah, no, like just literally hearing them talk about it and watch that video, I was smiling from ear to ear. I'm just so excited, even though I probably will never get to go, but just to see videos of it. And like, I always watched like the Potter Collector's videos of it, of his trips to Universal and things, and other people's, and it's always fun just to see other Harry Potter fans having fun and getting to live their Wizarding World best lives. It's that makes me happy too. So guys, what do you think of the new expansion to Universal in Orlando? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.